Hi everyone, welcome to Two Girls, One Plot, your favourite bookish...
Sorry.
I was doing well,
Sorry.
I was doing really well.
You were.
Hi everyone, welcome to Two Girls, One Plot, your favourite bookish podcast. I'm Hannah.
I'm Darcy.
And this is episode 10.
Episode 10. Back again.
We're back again for episode 10.
We're just creating content like it's no tomorrow, like it's our job.
Exactly. Well, on that note...
Oh, on that note, we filmed an episode of Between the Pages.
We did.
A couple of days ago.
Yeah.
We met with the lovely Sophie Davis, who is the new author of...
Head Over Skis.
Head Over Skis. Very exciting. Her book comes out in September. So go and check our socials because I will post that episode probably next week from whenever this comes out. So if you're watching this in the future, it's the next episode after this. So very exciting.
Very exciting.
We have a lot to catch up on.
We do. We have a lot to catch up on because it's been a few weeks since our previous podcast, so we have done a lot of reading.
A lot of reading. The last time that we were here, we actually had to spin the wheel of TBR.
The TBR wheel of fortune.
The TBR wheel of fortune. And so we both had our wild cards, each other's wild cards.
Yes, we did.
So do you want to discuss your first wild card?
My first wild card? Yeah, go on then. Okay, I'm going to just consult my new reading diary, if you don't mind.
Lovely.
So I did this deliberately because we are reading quite a lot at the moment. And by the time it comes to talk about it on our book check-ins, I feel like I need to remember it in the moment of what I was thinking, so hence the little diary. So the wild card that I spun on the wheel was Morning Glory Milking Farm by C.M. Nascosta. So what did I think of this? I feel like you can get everything you need to know about this book in three immediately obvious things. Okay, the title is the first one. You know what you get in there. Yeah. The second thing is the cover art. It's very beautiful cover art. It's very like classic romance cover art. Yeah. Apart from he is a Minotaur. Yeah. But so you kind of get the vibe from that, and also the fact that it's 250 pages. So you got to
short.
Yeah. There's a lot to fit in to that. So, it's described as in the genre of a monster law romance, which I did not know what that meant. I know what a monster romance was, but a monster law romance, and I think it's basically like a very spicy monster romance. Oh, really? So I think it's kind of like a subgenre, I think. Oh. So it's like a super spicy version.
Right, okay.
And, that is probably all you need to know about or that's all you would need to know to make a judgment as to whether you're probably going to enjoy the book or not. I wanted to come away from it feeling like
hot and flustered.
No, I wanted to go away from it feeling or being able to say like, oh my god, it was surprisingly good, but I didn't quite get that. I don't feel like I was missold because I knew what I was getting into with that one. Yeah. But it's fairly straightforward, quite a cozy vibe in terms of like the scene where they are, and the town or the city where they live and all that kind of stuff. So it's fairly like cozy in a way. And there's not a huge amount of twists and turns or anything.
It's not a plot driven.
No, we're not here for the plot on this one, and that's okay.
Yeah, sometimes people just want a bit of spice.
Yeah, it was at the point actually where I got to the end of the book, and where they have like the first couple of chapters. Oh, our light's gone off. The first couple of chapters of the next book. Yeah. At the end, so I hadn't actually realised that the book had finished. So it wasn't like it didn't wrap up to a big conclusion. Yeah, because the next book is actually the same storyline, but from his point of view. Oh. So I was reading it, I was thinking, it feels like we've gone back to the beginning here, and that's because we had.
Lo and behold, you had.
So yeah,
Has it made you want to read that?
I don't think I need to go through that again. Okay. I don't want to say anything bad about it because it's an indie author publishing her books, and it's like I spun it as a wild card. It's maybe not something I would have chosen to read, so it's not right up there in my top reads. But for the right person, if you're looking for a cosy monster romance with plenty of spice, then give it a go. It's only 250 pages. Could be quite a good hangover book cure.
Yeah.
If you've read something really dark and you just need to lighten the mood. So I have given it with my I've got some little stickers of chilies which are really cute. I've given it a 3 chili, but I've given it only a 1.5 star. Can I just tell you a bit about my star rating system?
Yeah.
Any number of stars means I didn't actively dislike it. If it's got less than 1 star, then that means I actively disliked it. So it's got 1.5, so there was something to like about it.
Oh, so you did yeah.
Yeah, I didn't come away from it thinking, oh, that was a waste of time. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But there we go. So tell us about your wild card.
I actually span your wild card.
You did.
Which was, I think it was written in the stars that we were going to do it that way. Because it also gave us a less biased opinion on these books. I spun Mountain Daddy by S.J. Tilley. And I did an Audible.
Yep.
And it's a really obviously no surprise, it's very spicy. So doing the Audible where it's a lot of on baby girl and all that, I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
And did they have different male actors for the different characters?
Yeah, it was a full-on cast of people.
Okay.
Honestly, it was it was really, I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, I know.
I was surprised that I would have enjoyed it because I've never read anything remotely similar to it, but it was kind of like a Channel 5 at 3 p.m. movie,
right? Which
Hallmark movies for our American viewers.
I would say maybe it needs to be after 9 p.m. for this one.
Oh yeah, this is after Watershed.
But the same type of vibe, an afternoon rom-com.
It's an afternoon rom-com. It's so easy to follow. You do get invested in the characters. I mean, it is really spicy, but there was sort of a plot, and you were kind of invested in these characters' backstories and all of this stuff. So it basically so happens that it is a age gap romance, but not in a
creepy way.
Not in a creepy
way. The
way.
FNC's a little bit older.
Yeah, she is. She's 30.
Yeah.
Ish. And he's 60, early 60s.
Okay. So we're pushing the limits.
We're pushing the limits, but it's not she's 18 and he's 40. That's where it's creepy.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the younger you are and the bigger the age gap.
I agree.
Basically, she gets scammed out of all of her money, ends up then having to move in with her dad, who's in the Colorado mountains.
Wow,
and on her way to go visit her dad, to go move in with her dad, she stops at this inn and this diner, go get some food, starts getting chirped up by the chap who owns it. She doesn't know.
Daddy.
They have relations. She just thinks it's a one-night stand. Goes to her dad's, have a lovely little reunion, and then the dad's best friend comes for breakfast to meet her. Lo and behold, that's Mountain Daddy.
Here he is.
Because I spoke to somebody, I don't know if it's one of my sisters or my friend, or was it you, where it's so it's not the dad that she's having the relations with.
Oh,
and so I think it can kind of maybe be misconstrued as an incest romance, but it's not.
It is not, no. Okay, well that's good. And there's a little bit of overlap with other ones in the series, you said?
Yeah, there is. So there's 3, I think. So there's Mountain Daddy, Mountain Grump, and Mountain Boss.
Yes.
And look at me remembering all of those. I believe we saw Mountain Grump briefly.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or Mountain Boss, one of them. Because the character was too, there was a lot of description about this guy compared to, any other side characters. So, even, the chap's daughter, who she eventually meets, wasn't as descriptive of this guy had 2 different coloured eyes and he had tattoos and was just really, really grumpy all the time. And I was like, well, it's definitely got to be her.
That's got to be him, Mountain Grump.
So there was this whole thing. I was really invested in it, and I would, just because I think, I just enjoyed that world. I would read the others.
Just a bit of fun, because you don't usually read the sort of contemporary romance type books. You're more fantasy, romantasy sort of thing, isn't it? Yeah. So, a nice little break.
Yeah, so it was quite good. It's a good like little hangover cure. Like if you just like read all of Crescent City, for example, and you wanted something light-hearted, definitely read something like that.
Or sometimes I feel like I had this back at sort of Christmas time. I felt like I'd read a lot of fantasy books and I just wanted something that was just set in the real world where I didn't have to try and figure out what everything was and the new words and that kind of thing. So sometimes it's nice to come back to the real world for a little romance.
It's nice to come, and I just think I'm quite good at watching those Hallmark movies or those, Netflix Christmas specials with Vanessa Hudgens. If you know, you know.
I don't know.
What's the one that we watched? Oh, the AI one where you choose it's not AI. The one, the alternative ending.
Own story
it
thing.
was sort of kind of like that.
Oh my God, that
vibe.
was so fun. I enjoyed that.
So like, it's like a feel good, just like you don't really need to pay attention.
Yeah.
And like, there's some bits kind of like, if you just like a little bit of drama, it's quite good.
Keeps you hooked.
I would recommend you listen to it on Audible.
Really? You listen to it? Because I'm not a big audiobook person.
Yeah, but I just think you should, because of the different characters, so you really like get like the sense of the...
Yeah.
When he goes, baby girl. And you're like, oh.
Or maybe that's one for me and Matt to...
While you're getting your
listen to together whilst we're getting our petrol. That is a reference to when we were listening to Quicksilver, the audiobook, driving through a sleepy Cornish village. And then we stopped at a petrol station.
We'll discuss that in a second, because I have thoughts, views and opinions.
Okay, all right.
On that. But
shall I go on to my next book for the check-in?
Yeah.
Right, so my second book was Zodiac Academy 2, Ruthless Fae. So I'd already read the first one, so I was on to the second one. So I wasn't sure if I was going to continue with the series because I wasn't like super invested after the first one. The sort of bully romance vibes weren't quite doing it for me, like all the high school tropes. I was a bit like, am I just like too far from that, and that's not for me. Book Talk spoke and they said, you must continue. Okay. Do you remember I put that post out? I was like, should I carry on with it? And then I don't think we've ever had more engagement. It was like, you must read it. So I was like, okay. And I enjoyed it more. I definitely enjoyed it more. So I found it was a lot deeper into the characters. So you got more of a backstory to them, a lot more context around them. And then that then meant the relationship sort of built and had a bit more meaning to it. So the first one was like the world building, the setting the scene. This was like giving you more about the characters. And I started to look at it as like, some books are like films where you get the whole plot within the book. So you get the start, the middle and the end. And maybe, if it's part of a series or part of a series of a film, you'll get some like of the subplot that'll go into the next one. Yeah. And some books are like TV series where you have to maybe read a few of them to get the full kind of storyline and to get to the ending. When I kind of like thought about it like that, I was like, that's okay that it didn't come to a conclusion of any sort, really. There weren't any, and it's the same with this one as it was with the first one. There wasn't really anything that was kind of concluded. There was a bit more of a dramatic ending and almost like a double ending, like you felt like it had finished and then it didn't. Yeah. So that was good. And it just built up the story more and you got more invested in it, basically. And I just kind of thought, I'm going to read them. When people talk about the reading order for the Zodiac Academy, they say you have to read 1, 2 and 3 and then you jump onto a different series. So I'm kind of expecting that 1, 2 and 3 are going to be like a little storyline across the three of them.
I see. Okay.
I'm thinking that. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So what did I give it? I gave it just a 1 chili. There wasn't a super amount of spice, but it's one of those books where there's always a bit of tension. Oh. So although the actual spice there wasn't a huge amount, the tension was kind of there. So you've maybe felt like it was more than that.
But for a lot of girlies, that's all it takes.
Yeah, well,
is the tension.
Each their own, and you can't have one without the other, really. Yeah. Well, you can if you want to read Morning Glory, Milton Farm, but anyway, the Zodiac Academy, 1 chili, 3 stars. Ooh. I believe I gave the first one 2.5 stars, so I've given it an extra half. Yeah. And I think that's all I have to say about that one.
You're reading the third one?
Yes, that's my current read. Okay. And it's a chunky boy. I've written on here that this one, the second one, Ruthless Fae, was 624 pages. And the third one is just over 700 pages. There we are, back to you.
Back to me. So I'm going to do my other Audible audio book. I have finished Onyx Storm now. So I did take a break so that I could just bash Monkey Daddy.
That's a different genre.
So I could just bash out Mountain Daddy.
There must be a better way of phrasing that, but we'll let it slide.
So Onyx Storm, finished it, and I tell you, it's good. It's good. It makes me laugh again.
I am just doing nothing.
You are.
Continue.
I finished Iron Flame a little while ago, and then I just found that very, very slow paced, very boring. Not gonna lie, I don't want to offend anybody, but I was bored. And then when I started Onyx Storm, it's more of a chore because I'm like, I'm sure everyone's ranting and raving about it. It won all those awards.
Make yourself get back into it. Mm.
Completely forgot the main sort of thing that happened at the end of Iron Flame. I don't want to spoil it for everybody. Mm-hmm. So then when things were mentioned in Onyx Storm, I was like, it snapped me back in because I was like, what? And when I was talking to Abby and Rachel, they were like, that's the main thing that happens in the book. And I was like, yeah, I just didn't register it because I was so like checked out.
Abby and Rachel from the Bookhouse
yes.
in Tame, yeah.
Yes. Episode 2 of Between the Pages. Watch. But saying that, Onyx Storm was a lot better. It got me back into it. I enjoyed visiting the different sort of empires or world, like lands within Imperium or whatever the word is called. And I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it. And what do you think about, I don't think there's any big surprise or a big spoiler to say it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah, cliffhanger. Yeah, I feel more not annoyed, that's probably quite strong, but frustrated that the book that is coming out isn't going to be the next in that series, even if it's in the same world. I have bets on what I think it is.
What do you think it is?
I think it could be a prequel.
Oh, okay.
Just because there were things about like the dad and the mum, and that obviously had a bit more of a...
That would make sense as to why she would bring out another book that's in the same universe but not in the same series. It must be something to build it up even more so that when that fourth book does come out...
I think they've done like a Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when they did the the Queen Charlotte series before they did season 3, I think it was.
They built it up.
So I feel like I would wager bet on it could be a prequel.
Could be right.
Well, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
But
yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fine. I am still happy that I'm audioing them.
I would say my favourite of the 3 is still the first one.
Yeah, but it's similar. I mean, not similar, but sort of similar. That it's kind of it's our first. Well, my first. I think it's yours as well. The first dragony kind of.
Only one of dragons that I've read.
So I don't know whether
it was all just a bit new and fresh and a bit novel at the start, and then Well,
I enjoyed it.
That's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
On to your next.
On to my next one. Okay, I have been waiting to tell you about this one.
Okay.
The amount of gold glittery stars that I can see on my page right now.
Oh my God.
I know. So this book was called The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I absolutely loved this book, and I would go as far as to say with confidence that this is the best book I've ever read.
That's insane.
And that's not just... So we've been reading more of the romance-y genre over the past year or so, but obviously was like reading more, you know, just general fiction before that.
Yeah.
Even out of that, like all time, I just absolutely loved this book. So this one was gifted by my husband, who's over there, thanks Matt, for Roses and Books Day.
Yeah.
Which was really nice. So it was... The thing that got me about this, and the thing that I liked the most about it, was the fact that it was just so well written, and it was... So the plot was good, the characters were good, everything was good, but the writing was what really made it amazing, which is exciting because it's like Carissa Broadbent has obviously written more books. So it's not just like...
Is it a series?
Yes, so there's 6 books in the series, but they're in duologies.
Oh!
So they come in pairs, and there's some little novellas in there as well. She's got other series too, which is exciting because it's like, if that's her writing style,
then
that's what it was that got me, then there's plenty more where that came from.
Yeah.
So you know how I do the calligraphy for some of the books where there's like a nice quote from the book every single page there was something that could have been made into it, like a quote, but not in like a pretentious way.
Yeah.
It was very readable, and it was very, you got the context as to what was happening when you needed it.
Okay.
So, you know, some books you read and you're like, I have no idea what's happening. Have I missed something?
Yeah.
Or is it going to come later? This, it was always very clear as to, you know, either it would be explained then and there, or it was like, more on this to come. And you kind of be like, okay, I don't need to understand that now because I'm going to find out later. Which I found made it a lot easier to read than some books. So it was still quite a complex, you know, storyline in a way. But it was very easy to follow.
Yeah.
So it was kind of quite a grown-up book, it felt, but in a very
So what is
easy
it
to read
about?
way. What is it about? Sorry. Yeah. Well, this is what I mean.
What is it?
This is what I mean. The plot was really good and everything, but it was just the way it was written that made me like, oh my God. But anyway, it's about, it's a set in a world of vampires and humans, humans being the second-class citizens, and it's like a Deadly Trials kind of plot. Supposedly an enemies to lovers. I wouldn't even really say it was enemies to lovers. It even says on the blurb that one of the reviews on the blurb said enemies to lovers. I suppose they are in a way, because the MMC and the FMC is like a vampire and a human, but they never really have any beef. Like,
oh, okay.
It doesn't.
Is it just that they're like, obviously if the humans are like a lower?
Yeah, it's just that they're born like that. They come from two different worlds, different races, different classes. But them themselves, like, there's never really any beef between them. So I'm not sure if it's like I wouldn't necessarily say it was like a true enemies to lovers, but that, you know, whatever, that's okay. I really like the relationship between the two characters. I think like she's a really, really strong female main character. She kind of, as a child, loses her family and for one reason or another ends up being adopted by the king of the vampires, and he trains her up over, you know, her life as she's growing up to then enter this tournament that happens once every 100 years. If you win the tournament, you win a wish from the gods or whatever. None of that spoilers. It's all very obvious that that's what the plot is. So yeah, absolutely loved it. Is there anything else that I wanted to tell you about that? I don't think so. I had this down as a 6-star read.
Okay. And
I downgraded it very slightly to a 5.5-star read, which is still top tier. Only because I didn't get a proper jaw on the floor moment at the end. There was a definite twist at the end, which I didn't necessarily see coming, but it wasn't like a oh my God moment, which I would need that for it to be a 6-star.
Okay. But
it is the first in a duology, so maybe that's to come. What did you say, sorry?
What chili?
Oh, sorry. Just a 1 chili.
Is it?
It's a 1 chili, and if you're looking for a book that's like really spicy, this is
not the book.
This is not the one. The relationship is strong, and that builds throughout. And like when you get there, it's kind of like because you've done all that relationship building, it's it's a big moment. But just the 1 chili. So I don't know what's to come in the second book, but it's built very well. Like the first one, this one. It sets it up really nicely for the second one, I think, so it's going to be good.
And the second one's out?
Yes, I think they're all out of that.
Are you going to buy the second
one?
Oh,
yeah, 100%.
Physical?
100%. Well, I've got that one as the physical copy. But this is the sort of book that I loved it so much that I would get a special edition to have on the shelf. Like,
really?
I honestly loved it. Yeah, it was so good.
I wonder if there are special editions of it.
I'll have a look. So, yeah, Carissa Broadbent. At this moment, I would read anything that she's written.
Love that. So my next one is a little bit left field. I wanted to. I can't remember what we were reading. What I was reading before.
The Serpent. Oh no, sorry, that's what I did. The Vein of the Drowning.
Yeah, Veins of the Drowning, and I felt that was quite. I got blue balled a lot, and it became a little bit chory throughout doing it. Whatever. So I wanted something. I sort of got myself into a bit of a reading slump. Don't know whether that's just because of work or. I was very busy and So I wanted something a little bit left field, a bit different. So I read Murder in the Black Cat Cafe by, and I could potentially butcher this, so I do apologise, Siesh Yokomozo.
Okay.
It's sort of like it's a translated version of the book.
Japanese?
It is Japanese, yeah. And Siesh Yokomozo is the actual author, but it was translated by somebody.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who it was. So it's kind of like a whodunit Agatha Christie.
Mm-hmm.
It's very short. This guy has written quite a few different murder mystery type books in Japan, and apparently is like sort of known as the Japanese version of Agatha Christie.
Oh, right, okay.
So it was quite good. It was short and sweet. It was good to kind of get me out of a refresh because I've never read anything like it before, and I really liked the setting because it was sort of 1950s Japan.
So was it like quite cozy sort of?
It was cozy, like, you know, there's like the lanterns and they all glowed in the rain. It was kind of like, what's that? I can't remember the Studio Ghibli film where they're in like a little fishing village, but it's sort of like, that's kind of how I pictured like the world.
Like cozy, sort of autumny kind of vibes.
Yeah, and
Nice.
It was quite good, and the picture, the front cover, which I'll put here, is sort of how I imagined it to be.
Yeah, it's a really nice. I think I was there when you bought that one, and I remember the front cover looked, really cute, really nice.
I'm a fan of like Studio Ghibli and just other animes and stuff, so it was quite, not that
that
everything
sort of
needs
vibe.
to be an anime in Japan, but that it's, I think because of the title, the book cover, it sort of made me kind of go down that route in my brain. Yeah, it was really good. It was just a cute little whodunit.
Yeah,
I say cute little murder mystery.
lovely. A bit like my Christmas one.
Bit like your Christmas
murder,
one. Yeah, just
That's all you
a bit
need
of
now and
murder.
again. Yeah, I think that's good. I do like a bit of a whodunit.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of my favourite plots where it's like a whodunit, a sort of working out clues and all that kind of stuff, rather than battles and war, which you get a lot in the fantasy books. So
And
that's nice.
I know it was kind of like vintagey, retro-y kind of vibes. So like, you know, there's like, it's just nice.
Yeah.
Cozy.
Lovely. Well, that's nice. And sometimes if you're a mood reader like me,
Yeah.
then sometimes that might be what you need.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So what's your next one?
My next one, let me consult. This is my final one. My final completed book is Caraval by Stephanie Garber.
Yeah. Oh, that's not the face I was expecting.
Really? What were you expecting?
I don't know. I thought you were into it.
So I was drawn into this book by just like the concept that was laid out in the blurb and that kind of thing. So it's set in a sort of a world, and it's like a magical game basically, and you go into this, all the main characters go into this magical game, and they're sisters, and one's got to save the other and solve the game and all the puzzles and that kind of thing.
Right.
And as I mentioned just then, I like the sort of the mystery and the solving the puzzles and that kind of thing, and it just sounded like a really good concept, and it was. But so what I didn't realise is that the genre you would put this in is probably young adult. So, which isn't the genre that I'm super into.
Yeah.
And I felt like for that genre, this is a great book. But it felt like it was high stakes in a way, in that, you know, jeopardy, are they going to be okay? Are they not?
Yeah.
Like, you know, who's in danger kind of thing. So it was a higher stakes than like your cozy vibes storylines. But I reading it never quite got that high stakes feel. It was always like, they're probably going to be fine. Like, I don't know. But I can really see that appealing to some people, like a young adult audience who maybe want a little bit of a step up into something a little bit faster paced and a little bit more jeopardy involved, rather than a more kind of gentle plot. So it is a little bit step up from that sort of thing maybe, but this was a me problem in that I'm just not into that genre
type
really,
vibe,
and so it didn't really do it for me. So
and take it as no spice.
it was a bit of a no spice. No, there's no spice. There's a romance element to it. There's like a relationship in it, but there's no spice. I think they might have a little kiss at some point, I think, but it's not like it's just a little peck. It was a good book for the right person, and I could see that I can picture the sort of people that I would recommend this to. So there's a book that I would recommend to the right person if they love young adult, if they love something that's a bit spicy. No, not spicy, I wouldn't recommend it. Love something that's a bit cozy, but maybe a little bit more to it, a little bit more mystery, a little bit more intrigue.
There's a few, isn't there?
Yeah, I think. This is part of a series of
Right, but
three or
you
four.
wouldn't continue?
No, it's just not for me, this one.
Okay.
But that's okay. It's for somebody else.
It looks cute on the shelf.
It looks cute on the shelf, but I found myself kind of just wanting to get through it to get to something else. So I gave it a 2-star, but I acknowledge that I maybe just made the wrong choice.
Okay.
Because I wanted to get on to my current read, which is the 3rd book of the Zodiac Academy, which I've still got about 200 pages of. The Reckoning, it's called. So I will update you next time when I will have finished it.
So my sort of last, I'm going to count it as last read,
Okay.
is the Crimson Moth duology by Kristen, I'm going to say Ciccarelli.
Okay.
So she's got this particular series that she's written is 2 books, The Crimson Moth and The Rebel Witch. So it's a witchy witch hunter, enemies to lovers situation.
And they are actual enemies in the beginning.
Yeah, they are enemies to begin. Yeah, it's very, so basically it's in a work. This isn't a spoiler. This is written on the book, on the back of the book, not in the book. Obviously, it's written in the book. Witches used to rule the land. Certain witches weren't very nice. Made a rebellion. The humans made a rebellion. They won. All witchcraft and everything was then outlawed. So all the witches either were killed, exiled, or hidden. Right. And so there are witch hunters that sort of police the world, and then there's the FMC, who's a witch in disguise, basically. And it's sort of dealing with that, and there's like all these other bits and bobs going on. It was really, really good. I read both of those books in the long weekend. Yeah. I smashed it.
They were so quick. And how are they long books? Are they
400 words, maybe between 300 and 400 words?
Just 400 words. That's not very. That's like one page.
Between 300 and 400 pages. It was just really fast paced.
You were just really into it. And was it like, if you'd have read just the first book, is it like a start to finish, or is it like you gotta read the
you gotta read because the first book ends on like a big,
it's like a part 1 and a part 2,
and it's quite dark, just in terms of there's not very many nice things that happen to people.
Okay, so a lot of trigger warnings in this one.
No, I wouldn't say it's trigger warnings. It's just quite like graphic, but like not. I don't really know.
Okay,
but so basically, it was interesting because there was like a different type of magic system. Because I've only read a handful. I say a handful. The only magic I think we've been reading is maybe a little handful from like Akatar, Fourth Ring, how they like wield their magic and they have lesser magic.
Well, there's quite a lot in Zodiac Academy because that's a magic academy.
Yeah, in Alchemized there was alchemy and stuff, but so it's blood magic.
Oh, blood magic. What's that?
So there was like different. So the magic, obviously, all witches, you got born a witch. Like you can't, as a human, you can't just become a witch. You can't
turn into one like a vampire.
You're either going to be one or you're not.
Okay.
So there's like different levels of blood magic that they have. So you got like the low level magic, which is like blood from yourself. So that can just be like a prick of your finger or certain other ways that you would get blood. So people would like they'd scar. It's a whole thing. It's really good. I'm not doing this justice.
You were halfway through explaining what that was.
Sorry. Basically, so there's lesser magic.
Yeah.
And that's where you use the blood that you've drawn from yourself.
Yeah.
And so all the witches would make little sort of tattoo scars around their body.
Right.
So, like, you know how in the real world, when witchcraft stuff was going on and everyone was getting purged.
Yeah.
They would look for the witch marks and they would find like birthmarks and go, that's a witch mark.
Right.
So the witch marks in this book are actually their casting scars, they're called. Okay.
Well, they've done themselves to draw their own blood.
But there would be like nice like flowery patterns. So all the witches would have all these like patterny, they'd sort of tattoos, like white tattoos all over them. Silvery. Okay. They'd like glisten. So that's the low level one. They're like spells that you would have like to unlock a door.
Okay, your basic day to day.
Your basic day, yeah. just
Okay.
low level spells. Then you'd have medium spells, which is where you use from somebody. So if I'm a witch and you're not, I could make it. I need like a bigger spell, like a more stronger spell.
Yeah.
You would give me your blood with your consent,
Okay.
and that would allow me to do a stronger spell than lesser
Okay.
magic. Then the unforgivable ones, the bad ones,
Yeah.
are where you take blood without consent,
Oh, that's not good.
and a
You
lot
shouldn't
of
do
blood
that.
without consent, if you know what I mean.
You're going to kill someone.
Unaliving people, yeah.
Don't do that.
So there's like, you kind of learn about this whole different like magic and all this stuff. So it's really interesting, and it's just like really fast paced. There was all sorts of things happening. I would probably say it's like a 2 chili.
Okay.
Maybe there's a lot of yearning. Like
It's a slow burn.
it's a slow burn. There's a lot of kind of like, he looked at me this way, but does he actually like me? And then there's like, just, it's like a cute little enemies to lovers vibe. And it like, when they get there, they get there.
Right, got you.
But yeah, it's just really good. I really liked everything about it.
It sounds like an interesting concept. Like, and I like that about reading sort of new series as well, of like the, you know, the different types of magic that you can get,
Yeah.
and then be like, oh my god, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're writing a book, you can just do whatever you
they'll
want.
do research and things about like, you know, they'll draw from real cultures, don't they?
Yeah, like
authors.
take inspiration and
Yeah.
kind of turn it into something different. That's really good. That sounds like a good read.
would recommend it.
Yeah.
100%. And just plugging it, because I haven't stopped thinking about it, I posted about that particular duology on our socials, and Kristen herself commented and liked it. And
What
I
did she
literally,
say?
she was like, oh, I don't know, I haven't got my phone, but I just was like, ah! I just had like a proper fangirl moment of like, oh my Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that is
It was
exciting.
so like,
That's
good.
a big moment.
Yeah, it was good. I was freaking out.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Good. Okay. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that, because yeah, you did really fly through that, because I know when you're reading Onyx Storm or Iron Flame and Onyx Storm, you kind of
It was a drag.
you struggled through that. So it's good to know that you've been picked up out of your reading slump.
Yes, it's definitely got me out of the reading slump, and it's a good tour.
A good tour.
A good tour, and I would
Excellent.
recommend it 100%, because it's
Yeah.
fast paced, so you're not going to get like a lot of drag, and you sort of do the world building with her, which is, you know, quicker, kind of like Violet and Fourth Ring, how you're learning the world
You
through
find
her.
out. Right. Yeah. Nice.
Good. Anyway,
Okay.
so
That's
speaking of that, we both need to do our TBR wheel.
Yeah. We're going to do that now.
Let's do it now.
Okay. Let's do it now. Okay.
Okay.
There she is.
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? You
Oh,
go
I
first.
don't know. Okay, I'll go
I'm
first.
so scared. Okay.
I'm so excited because this turned out so funny last time. So yeah, I've got 200 pages left of Zodiac Academy, which I'll finish, and then
Yeah.
I will go with whatever is drawn. Right, ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to hold on to the back just in case. Moment of truth.
That's so annoying.
Wait, which one is that? Heavenly Bodies or Phantasma?
That's Heavenly
Yes,
Bodies.
Heavenly Bodies. Do you have that?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to borrow it from you then, because I don't
Well, unless
actually own it.
I
Unless you spin it. Okay, exciting.
Heavenly Bodies.
What do we know about Heavenly Bodies? I don't know.
I don't know, but it's apparently it's worth the hype or above hype, or like.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about it. I just know I've seen a lot of it on
Yeah.
Book Talk,
I
so
know, I
I'm
have it.
excited.
It's so funny. Okay.
That's so great for you. I'm
Oh
so
my
pleased for
God.
you.
I said that, didn't I? I was like, I said to the off camera, I was like, I'm not going to say which one I want.
And that was
because
what you
last
wanted.
time we willed it, and I must have willed it.
Yeah. Go on then.
Oh, I've done that a bit hard.
Is that lights out?
That's like on the.
We're going to have an independent adjudicator. Matt, so your options are these two, or if you think it's in the middle, then we'll spin again.
Oh, that is like
In the
as
middle.
in the middle as it can be, isn't it?
Okay, I'll spin again. I'll spin again. I'll spin again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Independent adjudicator says spin again. Go on then.
Right, you're holding it.
I'm holding
I'll
it.
not hold it. Yes!
That is on Heavenly Bodies. Yes! Oh my God! This
we can read a
wheel
book at the same time.
This is the Wheel of Fortune.
It is the Wheel of Fortune. That's
that is
weird.
so crazy.
It's weird. So we can both read it. We can both read a book
When
at
are
the same
you
time.
going to start it?
Today. No,
Okay.
tomorrow when I go to Birmingham.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's fine. You can have a little head start. I got to finish. I got to finish my 3rd Zodiac Academy. Right, let's lay some ground rules here.
Okay.
I don't want any of this. Oh my God, I can't wait for you to read it. Don't want that.
Okay.
I don't want any. Oh my God, I can't wait for you to. Oh my God, chapter 2. Oh my God, chapter 3. I don't want that. Okay, I want silence actually is what
Okay,
I want.
silence.
If you're going to start it, you have
I'm going to start it.
permission to start it, but you're not allowed to talk to me about it. You can ask where I am,
Okay. Are you going to Kindle it?
but that's it. I'll probably Kindle it, yeah.
Oh, chuffed to bits. Chuffed to bits, darling.
God,
Did you
that-
stop that? Because that's weird.
No, look, if you can't,
Oh,
just
you
to
can't
turn
do that.
around, I can't reach the wheel from the back. I promise I didn't.
Stunning. Right, we need to get
Stunning.
rid of that. We have now got one space.
Yeah. If anyone's got a recommendation, we can add it on there.
In the comments, you know what to do.
Yeah, let us know in the comments, on socials, on wherever, and we will fill in that little space. But only one space because we both rolled the same one. That is so weird.
Fun.
This wheel.
She knows what she's doing.
She knows, like this.
She's
She is
paid
a
actor.
sentient wheel.
Well done.
Well done.
Right.
For our next little segment, I haven't done one of these for a while,
I
but
know.
it's quiz time or game time. So today what we are going to do is we're going to have a red flag and a green flag.
Yep.
And we're going to do red flag, green flag, spoilers. Don't break the flags. I've got a list here of things that people might consider to be spoilers and other people might not.
So I've got to vote.
You got to vote. We both got to decide whether we think it's a spoiler
Yeah.
and it's a red flag,
Yep.
or if it's not a spoiler and it's okay, in which case
Yeah.
it's a green flag. Okay?
Yeah.
So some of these are going to be sort of more straightforward than others, but let's see what we end up with.
Yeah.
Right, first one. Saying if somebody dies, but not who. Oh, sorry, these are book spoilers. So these are like if you're talking...
Gathered, yeah.
just for, the audience at home.
The bookish audience.
It's all book related spoilers. So
Yeah.
if someone does or says this thing, would you consider it to be a spoiler?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so saying if somebody dies, but not who.
Yeah, I'd say it's a spoiler.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, a lot of these, before books were being
Born.
born, books have been born for a while.
They have.
They have. And I would say, no idea where it's going.
Where it sounds like there's going to be a really profound moment there.
No, I would say social media, I think, is in terms of... Don't worry.
Come on.
No, like, yes, it's...
Yes, we think it's a spoiler. You shouldn't say if somebody dies, even if you don't say who.
Yeah, because I think it's more impactful when they die.
Yeah.
If
you're
don't
not
know.
expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Okay. All right, I'm actually going to jump to one of my later ones. What about saying if one of the animals dies? So, like, if there's a dog or a cat and they're not the main character, which I like, then they're not really usually
Well,
the main
like in the
characters.
trigger warnings, to be like...
No, to like say somebody, like for example, if I was to say to you, oh, by the way, the dog dies, or don't worry, the dog doesn't die. I think that's okay because we don't like.
Yeah, I think I mean, for us, animals is...
Yeah, Scampy's looking at us like, what do you mean
I
the dog
would say
dies?
it's probably dependent on the person, but because you and I love animals a lot, so reading if an animal did die, I feel like as your friend, I would want to warn you that that's happening,
Yeah.
and you would be okay with that.
Yeah. It makes it more comfortable to read knowing that
But humans
red flag.
red flag. Animals,
Telling somebody that whether the animal dies or not, that's actually a green flag. That's a public service.
yeah.
Okay. Next one. Saying if it's a happy ending.
Oh, yeah.
Red flag.
Yeah, I said it's a spoiler.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, some people say, some people do say, like, oh, that author only writes happy ending books or whatever. In which case it's kind of like, well, if you're reading a book by that author, oh my gosh, what's her name?
Don't know.
The person that wrote A Soul to Keep.
Oh, yeah.
What's her name? I've got to look it up. I thought it was like somebody Rain.
Oh, Violet Rain.
No.
Crescent Rain.
No.
Something Rain.
Yes.
Oh, Onyx Rain.
No.
Opal Rain.
Yes.
That was really good for me. Anyway. That was good.
Yeah, well done. So I think if it's an author that is known for only writing happy endings, like Opal Rain, and in her books she wrote A Soul to Keep and that series, she'll say like, oh, you know, I always write a happy ending kind of thing. So maybe in that situation it isn't so much of a spoiler because it's what you would expect from that.
Yeah, I would also say those sort of tragedy romances are a genre. So people who do like those types of romances would obviously gravitate
It comes
towards
with the territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, okay, so it's a red flag unless it's immediately obvious from the author or the genre.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, agreed. Anything that happens in the first 2 chapters. So if I was to tell you something and you're going to find it out in the first couple of chapters anyway, would you say that was a spoiler? I'm saying it's a spoiler.
Yeah, but the first 2 chapters are normally just sort of set in the scene, aren't they?
Yeah, I think you can have a twist right at the start, though. I don't know. I think...
I'm going to disagree with you just to make things interesting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I feel like if it's in the first couple of chapters, then yeah, it still could be a spoiler.
Yeah.
I think. I just
think you don't know much about the book at that point, so probably what you've read on the blurb is probably going to be...
Well, that's a whole separate thing.
Okay, yeah, go on.
So I think if it's not on the blurb, it's not on the cover, it's not immediately obvious, but it does happen in the first couple of chapters, I don't think I would want somebody to tell me that, because it might be like, you know, where you sit down to watch a film and something dramatic happens at the start and you're like, oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Have I convinced you? Onto the red flag.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that one then. So anything that's on the blurb already.
So I was thinking about this, right? And I
Right.
have conditions.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Go ahead.
First book in a series, not a spoiler.
Absolutely fine.
Second book in a series, yes, there are bloody spoilers.
Oh, I see. If you were to read a blurb of something that was later in the series.
Because like a Wally, I read the back of the second book in that Crimson Moth duology, and the first sentence, I'm not going to tell you because I really want you to read, was, and I went, oh.
Right, and especially I think even if a character's mentioned and you're like, well, they're still in it then.
And even like, if you look on the back of Wings and Ruin,
Yeah.
it'll be Feyre's back at the Spring Court.
Right. Yeah, so that's a good observation. That is a very good observation. So I agree with you. So
First book,
if there's something on the blurb, that's fine. Go ahead, green flag, tell somebody.
Any other in a series or a duology or a trilogy.
A trilogy, otherwise known as.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what a 4 is.
Quadrilogy.
All right, fine. We just like waving our flags.
This is all the microphone is going to pick up is.
Right, what about saying that there's a twist? So not necessarily saying what the twist is or when it happens, but just saying, oh my God, there's a big twist.
See,
I'm saying green.
I would say green, but then it's a similar thing of like saying, oh, if somebody dies, because the author wants that to be an impactful thing. And I feel like if you don't know and it sort of creeps up on a reader, then that's the best authentic way to have your reaction.
But if you're saying that somebody dies, like, then you know what the twist is. But if you just say, oh, there's a twist that you won't expect, without any other context, you don't know if it happens at the start, the middle, or the end, you don't know if it's that someone dies or something unexpected happens.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's okay to say there's a twist, but you just don't say, oh, someone dies or...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just feel like then you're always, whenever you're reading it, you're expecting the twist. Like you're just always peering behind the corner. You're like, oh, that's. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're kind of always on edge of like, when's it going to happen?
So I'm going to go with I think that is a spoiler.
You're going for a red flag. I think that's okay, but okay, we can agree to disagree. Next one, sending somebody fan art on socials. So this is before I've read a book. So imagine I'm about to read a book. Heavenly Bodies, let's say you'd read it, and you sent me some fan art. You tagged me in something on socials, which was like fan art. You know how sometimes they have like the AI generated things?
So I think there's different things. So I was very careful with you with Crescent City.
Right.
Because obviously how big that was. It is easier to have the people and the faces and what they meant to Bryce on there.
Yeah, a bit of an index.
But that wasn't wasn't spoilery at all, I don't think.
Just who the characters
and
are.
even when my little sister was reading the Akatar series and she asked what Feyre looked like, I was very careful to make sure I did that when she had human ears instead of Fey ears. So like I think it would depend on what it is and if the person sending it is a conscious sender.
If they're a responsible content consumer.
So I am a responsible content sharer.
Yeah.
So I know that if you're asking me about something, the fan art that I would be sending to you, I'd make sure wasn't a spoiler in wherever.
Okay, well that's very conscientious of you.
Just so
Thank
nice.
you. What a good friend.
Thank you.
I think overall, I think you might be an exception to the rule there. So I think overall, I'm going to go as a red flag, as you shouldn't send somebody fan art of a book that they haven't read or that they're about to read, unless they specifically asked for it, or like you say, they're like, I'm confused about this situation.
Unwarranted dick pics.
Yeah, unsolicited fan art is a red flag. I've got 2 more here. Oh, okay. So the first one is about saying if something is like a heartbreaker or a tearjerker. I suppose this is similar to saying if it's got a happy ending.
Or a twist, yeah.
Yeah, I think, again, it's that, like, if somebody says, oh, it's a real tearjerker, you're sort of thinking, oh, well, when's that going to happen then? They're setting it up like the couple's getting on really well, and someone's just told you it's a tearjerker, then you're like, oh, well.
And it's also like, it makes you sort of fake that reaction. Do you know what I mean?
Because
you're
just waiting for
expecting
it
to cry.
Yeah.
And then what happens if you're just too busy thinking about, oh my God, I'm going to cry, but you never actually have the emotional reaction to the character. So I would say that's a red flag. Yeah,
I've got my green one here, but I am actually doing red flag for that. Yeah. I think that's also, you're anticipating something that's going to happen. Yeah. It's a real difficult one, but yeah. Right, final one, and I think this is like a 50-50, what people would say, is saying when the spicy bits are.
So, yeah, I would say that's a red flag.
I would also say that's a red flag.
I get that there's creators out there, and we do love them, who will have a book and will go, out of all these books, these are all the spicy chapters. But I get that that's with books that...
But if there's some people that want to avoid those chapters, like, because there are some people that want to read the book for the plot and they're not comfortable to read the spicy bits. So to be able to know when those are, that's really helpful for them. So that's fine. That's not really what we're talking about. We're talking about somebody who's reading it to read the book. They want to read the whole thing. They want the spicy bits.
Yeah, I'd say.
I think so as well, because then I think a lot of them, especially with the slow burns,
it's all around it. It's
like,
the build.
Yeah, it's like, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, the spicy bit doesn't happen till chapter 20. And then you're like, oh. And I think from reading The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which was the Carissa Broadbent book that I really loved, that is a real slow burn. And I think, now I'm trying not to give any spoilers away, I think having known those kind of like certain points within it, I would have
spoil it.
Yeah, I think so. Especially with the slow burn,
because it's all that build up attention, and that was similar with Crimson Moth and even Veins of the Drowning. You know what I'm saying? I got blue balls a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's all that build up attention. You think, oh, it's going to happen, and then it then doesn't last minute, and you're like, ah. But it's all, that's the journey of reading the book.
Yeah.
And getting the most out of the book is experiencing what they are feeling like.
Definitely.
So I read.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because sometimes you're like, if you know that, if you're trying to convince somebody to read a book and you know they like a certain thing, or that like they're really into, you know, that they love it when it's a happy ending, or they love it when there's like multiple spicy chapters, or when it's a slow burn. Sometimes you want to tell them that so that they are then convinced to read it. So I think there are some times when, you know, it's, obviously these aren't hard and fast rules. We're not going to be putting these in a rule book.
That's the other thing of like tropes. Are tropes then spoilers?
Well, I almost wrote that down on my card as a trope, a spoiler, but
especially if there's like, for example, I don't know why it's so typical that we're talking about it in this podcast, but Fourth Wing, how you had like Violet and Dane, but then it's an enemies to lovers, and you're like, well, you know, it's not going to be Dane. Well, it could be, but at the minute, how it's set up,
yeah,
you know,
and also from the opposite way round of like, this is on the blurb of the Chris Broadbent book. It says enemies to lovers, and then I was kind of like, but where? Because I personally didn't read it as an enemies to lovers, so I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I think probably in some situations, like being too overboard with the tropes could be seen as a bit of a spoiler, because again, you're kind of setting up for something, and then you want to go in with your own mind. But then the balance is, then how do you decide? If you know what you like in a book,
exactly,
how do you know to find the right? It's just a minefield. I wish we'd never played this game.
God, you're making us think.
Oh, that's not what we're about on this podcast. But
make sure you put in the comments what you think considers us spoilers.
Yeah, what you would consider to be a spoiler, I think is what you're trying to say. We've done too much thinking. That's all it is.
My brain. It's 9 o'clock.
Oh my lord.
Let's do the outro before the cuckoo clock.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for watching. Please go and like and subscribe our YouTube channel. Check out our Spotify. We are also on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube Shorts. So be sure to go and like everything on there. Yeah, and stay tuned for some upcoming Between the Pages episodes. We've got one that we've already filmed with Sophie Davis, she's got her book release coming later in this year in September. So it was a really, really, really nice good interview. Yeah, we had a really good interview with her. And then we've got more lined up. Yes, a new guest will be revealed very soon. Yeah, it's very exciting. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.